June 11th, 2026, the entire planet stops and turns its eyes to one city, one stadium, and one match that kicks off the biggest tournament football has ever seen. But here's what most fans don't realize. The building hosting that opening match has already done something no other stadium on Earth has ever done. Not once, not twice, 3 times. This is the story of the World Cup 2026 opener and the legendary ground at the center of it all. It starts with the hosts. Mexico opens the 2026 World Cup against South Africa, right here in Mexico City. The two sides are drawn into Group A, alongside Korea, Republic, and Czechia. For Mexico, this is everything. A home crowd, a nation behind them, and the honor of getting the whole tournament started. The pressure is enormous, but so is the opportunity. And this is just the beginning of a tournament that runs all the way to July 19th, when the final is played at the New York, New Jersey Stadium in the United States. Now, the setting matters here more than people think. Mexico City is one of the great football cities on the planet, but it comes with a built-in weapon. The stadium sits at around 7,200 feet above sea level. Up there, the air is thin. Players who aren't acclimatized tire faster, and the ball flies farther with less swerve. Visiting teams know this, which is why so many of them arrive early just to train their lungs. For Mexico, it's home. For everyone else, it's a challenge before the whistle even blows. And then there's the stadium itself, the crown jewel of this entire story. Estadio Azteca. It opened back on May 29, 1966, designed by architects Pedro Ramirez Vasquez and Rafael Mijares. When it first opened its doors, it could hold more than 100,000 fans. But its size was never the legend. Its history was. Because in 2026, Azteca becomes the first stadium in the history of the World Cup to host 3 opening matches, 1970, 1986, and now. No other ground has ever come close, and the moments it has witnessed are some of the most iconic the sport has ever produced. In the 1970 final, Brazil beat Italy 4-1 on this pitch, with Pelé scoring the opener in what many call the greatest team ever assembled. 16 years later, in 1986, Argentina beat West Germany 3-2 right here, in the tournament where Diego Maradona reached a level of brilliance the game had never seen. 2 finals, 2 legends, 1 building. Here's a detail that surprises a lot of fans. The stadium actually has a new name. In 2025, it became Estadio Banorte through a sponsorship deal. But FIFA banned sponsor names during the World Cup, so for the 2026 tournament, you'll hear it called by its official name, Mexico City Stadium. The Azteca, by any name, remains the heart of it all. To get ready for this moment, the stadium went through a massive transformation. The renovation pushed capacity to over 87,000 seats and added a brand new hybrid pitch, fresh video screens, modern LED lighting, a refurbished facade, new locker rooms, and a new player tunnel. The total cost? Around $150 million. And the Azteca isn't just opening the tournament. It's hosting 5 World Cup matches in total, including a knockout fixture in the round of 32. But to understand why this stadium means so much, you have to understand Mexico's history as a host, because 2026 marks the 3rd time Mexico has staged the World Cup, after 1970 and 1986. And the 1986 story is one of the most remarkable in football history. Mexico wasn't even supposed to host that tournament. Colombia was, but Colombia withdrew in late 1982, unable to meet the demands of the event. Mexico stepped in and was chosen in May of 1983, becoming the first country ever to host the World Cup twice, and they pulled it off under almost impossible circumstances, staging the tournament just 8 months after a devastating earthquake had struck the capital. The Azteca stood strong. The tournament was unforgettable. Now, this is where the story turns bittersweet, because for all of Mexico's history, all of its passion, all of its iconic venues, there's one thing the nation has never done: win the World Cup. The very first World Cup was held in Uruguay back in 1930, and Mexico was actually there, part of that historic inaugural tournament. But across all the decades since, the team's ceiling has been the quarterfinals, reached in 1970 and again in 1986, both times on home soil. In fact, Mexico hasn't made it past the second round since that magical run in 1986. So, as the host nation kicks off in 2026, the dream is obvious. Break the curse and do it at home. The atmosphere for that opener is going to be electric. Nearly 88,000 fans, one of the largest crowds of the entire tournament, packed into a stadium dripping with history. Demand is off the charts, and a sellout is all but guaranteed. Just look at the warm-up. The international playoff matches staged in Mexico earlier in 2026 drew over 160 63,000 fans across just 4 games. The appetite is real, and the Azteca is going to be a wall of green and noise from the first whistle. And here's what makes 2026 truly historic. This is the biggest and most advanced World Cup ever staged. 48 teams, 104 matches, 3 host nations, and the technology behind it is unlike anything the sport has used before. At the center of it is the official ball, the Trionda, built by Adidas. Inside it sits a sensor that sends data 500 times every single second to the video referee center, helping make offside calls with millisecond precision. Each host country even has its own ball color: green for Mexico, red for Canada, blue for the United States. That ball works alongside an upgraded artificial intelligence system. Every single player in the tournament, all 1,248 of them, has been digitally scanned to create a 3D avatar. Combined with tracking cameras around every stadium, the system can now resolve offside decisions in seconds instead of minutes and broadcast a clear 3D animation to fans almost instantly. There are even referee body cameras at all 104 matches, putting you right in the middle of the action. But let's be honest, the technology still isn't perfect. It can't always catch the tightest margins, and the toughest calls still come down to human judgment. The game will never fully escape its drama, and maybe that's exactly how it should be. So there it is. The 2026 World Cup begins where football history was written. A stadium that has opened 3 World Cups, hosted 2 of the greatest finals ever played, and now stands ready to do it all again. The question is simple. After all these years, all this history, and all this passion, will 2026 finally be Mexico's moment? Alright, tell me who you've got winning it all. Drop your prediction in the comments, hit that subscribe button, and let's enjoy the greatest World Cup in history together.